Hey now. Hey guys, Manfrey here. I wanted to make a quick video with the NDA dropping and playtesting opening up to everyone on Steam. This is going to be on classes and then also how you can get to the PvP zone. So there are currently 7 archetypes available in the game. There are 3 classes per archetype, 1 for each realm. So that means there are 21 classes available to play. There is 1 archetype coming with the Scout. That will be 3 additional classes. There are 2 other archetypes that have been discussed previously, but we don't have any kind of development timeline on those, so currently unsure, and they're not going to be in the near term. There's also the Crafter class, which has been confirmed, but is also not in development currently that we know of, so that one will also be on the back burner. So you won't see the Scout, Shapeshifter, Spirit Mage, or the Crafter classes. We can go ahead and jump into the classes. We have the Heavy Fighter for the Arthurian, TDD, and then Viking. We'll go through each one. Blackguard, Fianna, and Mjolnir. These are mostly a tank and DPS class. They have some survivability on top of being able to do damage. Mjolnir has more of an AoE focus, while Fianna, traditionally has some shields that they can use. Blackguard has some other abilities like AoE damage. There's the healer. So you have Physician, Empath, and Rune Healer. This is mostly a heal, utility, and DPS class. Warlock, you have Flame Warden, Druid, and Chaos Weaver. They're mostly a DPS and group utility. They have some group buffs like increased damage and a lesser form of movement speed. So, these zones are pretty big. You'll want to group with somebody that has a speed buff so that you can get around more quickly. Archers are more of just a vanilla DPS class. They have some culling abilities, so depending on which class you're playing, they might do bonus damage to people that are lower percentage HP, or they might get some kind of speed buff. You have the Assassin class. This is going to be your bread and butter high DPS, mobile, stealther class. They are pretty common in that way. Veilstalker actually has a limited form of stealth. The Red Cap and Shadow Walkers both have a permanent stealth buff. All 3 of these classes can also access the Veil, which is a zone that you can enter. Other players cannot see you. You can see them. And then sometimes you'll have an enhanced ability that you can use to exit the Veil and attack. The Performer class, you have Minstrel, Dark Fool, and Scald. They have group utility and really the greater speed buffs. So not only are they going to be moving between different chants and abilities to buff their groups, they also have that speed buff. So if you want to get around as quickly as possible, you'll want one of these Performer classes in your group. And then for the Devout, you have Abbot, Blessed Crow, and Hellbound. These are a mixture of healing, DPS, and utility. This is really similar to the Warrior Priest from Warhammer. And then also we discussed earlier the Scout, Shapeshifter, the Spirit Mage, and the Crafters. They're not currently in, and we're not 100% sure when they're going to be added, except for the Scout, which will obviously be added in the end of June. Finally, guys, we're going to go through each of the different realms and how you can get to the PvP zones in each. Starting with the Vikings, this is definitely the easiest one. As soon as you step out of the main city, you'll be able to run to that teleporter right in front of you, and it will take you to Yggdra Forest. From there, you can either teleport over to Silvermine, you can teleport over to Camelot Hills, or you can stay and try to capture the keep in the middle. Just a quick note on that, if you capture the keep in the middle, that enables your realm to respawn there, so you have greater access to the other POIs and resources in the zone. Up next, we have the Arthurians. So this one is a little bit harder. You'll have to go down to the dock at the edge of the beach. There are other teleporters that will take you around the home city. This is available on every realm. So what you're going to do is you're going to wrap around the side of this castle and you're going to make your way down to the beach. Once you get there, you're going to jump through and you'll enter Camelot Hills. From there, you can either go to the other zones or you can take the central keep like before. A quick note that each zone is specific, so you might find tier 2 resources in one zone that you won't find in others. You'll have to travel to all 3 to make complete sets for every set of gear. Finally, we have the Tuatha Danann. Like the Arthurians, you're going to have to go down to the dock and enter that portal to exit the zone. Just a quick note, for all realms, this initial area is called the Starter Island. You can gather tier 1 materials here, which will allow you to craft your first tier 1 set. You can also gather materials here to get enough levels to access tier 2 materials as well, but you will most likely have to enter the PvP zones to gather materials for that second tier of armor. I hope you guys found this video useful. I tried to keep it under 5 minutes for you. Good luck!